If you are on these dating apps, or if you're considering downloading a dating app, let me stop you in your tracks, bitch. Because, baby, buckle up for a ride. So I think enough time has passed for me to tell this embarrassing ass story. And before I start, I don't want to hear shit about your judgment. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? So let's get into the story. Downloaded Be Okay. I'm thinking, okay, that's all I want to date is a black man. But ever since my dating experience on that app, I think I'm an equal opportunity lover, baby. Okay? Let's start there. So I match with this guy. I go to his profile. His profile is chef's kiss. But the first red flag that stuck out to me was the fact that his daughter was in a lot of his pictures. So I'm like, I come from being a single mom. Like, I come from a single mother, and I am a single mother. So, like, I could respect a man that loves his child. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sure I would post a picture like that on a dating app of me and my child. But, like, thank you for letting me know you got a kid. The daughter means a lot to you, and that I can tell that, obviously, from her being on your profile. All right, cool. So we get to talking in the DMs or whatever the case may be. The vibes is vibing. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, let me get your number. All right, cool. So we exchange numbers. Second red flag. And I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but it was a green bubble. And I'm like, God damn. Fuck. But I'm looking for love. I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not looking for a FaceTime buddy. So, all right, cool. We found out other ways to communicate. So we talking, we vibing. We have so much in common. Number one, we're both Tauruses. Our children are Tauruses. Me and my son are 11 days apart. Him and his daughter are 11 days apart. So we fell in love. Baby, we fell in love, okay? We eat the same foods. He's a chef. I'm a foodie. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is the love of my life, okay? And let's talk about it. Face card, never declined. He's handsome. You feel me? I'm like, I could see us doing this. So every day we talking, and we're like finding more synchronicities with each other. We got tons of siblings. Like, it's just so many similarities. Ladies, please do not fall in love with potential, or please do not fall in love based on common interest. I promise you, it's the strangest thing in the world that you could ever do, because there's so many layers to a person outside of like the similarities y'all have that you have to get to know, and I'm going to get into it, okay? I have a hard time with this. So I tend to fall in love with single fathers. My last relationship was with a single father, and I respect men who are able to take their child under their wing and raise them without a woman in the household, especially if it's a girl. So that just gave me like a certain level of respect for him that other men couldn't equate to. You know what I'm saying? So lesson learned, stop falling for these men who are single fathers, because they ain't shit too. Anyway, so back to the story. Here's red flag number 3. He told me he was a sous chef. And I'm like, all right, cool. But when we would text, it was constant communication. So here go my stupid self. I got to Google what a sous chef is. Because I'm like, if you cooking, it's unsanitary to always have your phone in your hand. So I'm like, let me Google what a sous chef is. So I Google what a sous chef is, and basically, like, they're the executive chef in the kitchen that oversee everybody else and make sure, like, the food that's plated is properly done before it goes out to the customer. All right, cool. So I'm like, okay, I could see how he's so expressive and able to answer text messages so fast. Benefit of the doubt. I've never worked in the kitchen. Have you? Okay, so I wasn't thinking that far. But one day, he tells me he's about to start a new job. It's better opportunities. The schedule is better. It's closer to home for him and his daughter. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. Because he was traveling like 2 hours to commute to work. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. I know how it is to pick up a kid from elementary school and how much of a struggle it can be for childcare. So I'm like, yeah, like, I'm wishing you the best, praying for you, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He calls me from the job, and he's like, I have to do all these trainings and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, do what you got to do. He was like, but they playing in my face. They trying to tell me they're going to give me a lower wage than what they was going to give me. So I ain't feeling this. So I'm like, all right, let's weigh out the pros and the cons. Mind you, I'm at work. Why are you calling me? But I'm anything from my man, right? Even though he wasn't my man. So I'm like, let me help him figure this out. So we do the pros and the cons, and we like, yo, like, pretty much, what are you going to do? So I'm like, call me back when you figure out what you're going to do, because regardless, you're employed. Like, that's all that matters. You got a kid. He calls me back. He ends up at Starbucks. So I'm like, how did you get to Starbucks like that quick? So he was like, oh, whatever. You know him, you know me. I drink coffee all day. That's how I'm able to stay up with these long hours at work. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he calls me back. He's still at Starbucks. So I'm like, hours later, why are you still at Starbucks? All right, cool, whatever. That's none of my business. So then he calls me like an hour later. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to the studio. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Where's the studio? In Harlem. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, cool. You a rapper. All right, fine. You know, the hustle is there. I see it. I'm a hustler too, baby. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I get it. Do your big one. But just don't let me hear no whack shit, or we gonna have a problem. So he calls me back that night. I'm asleep, dead sleep to the world. He was like, yo, I think I'm coming to see you tomorrow. So I'm like, in my mind, we never met. So I'm like, you're not coming to see me. We're going out to eat or something. You're not getting my address. You're not knowing where I live. Like, this, all of this is cute. But I use my mata, you feel me? I use my brain. So I'm like, oh, let's go out for breakfast. Like, you know, whatever. Let's do something cute. Let's go out for breakfast. You love coffee, right? Let's go have a like nice little cute coffee date. Like, all right, bet. This is where things go awry. I get a strange text message from a number I never saw before, and it was a YouTube link. I'm like, oh, these scammers they're upgrading their tactics, and I'm not with the bullshit. So I didn't open the link. I didn't touch it. I didn't nothing. I get a phone call an hour later. Babe, you saw that text message I sent you? I said, that was you that texted me from that 646 number? I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm hearing of you having two phones. But no, I didn't look at it. So he's like, look at it while we're on the phone. Look at it. Look at it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I look at the video. This man is on the public MTA New York City bus harassing a Caucasian man.
Oh, man?
Like, trolling in real life. Like, on the bus. Camera in the man's face on the bus. I said, you know you're black, right? And you know he's Caucasian, right? And you know, I don't think this is funny. You're harassing this man. He like, babe, I'm go viral. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I instantly get scared because now I don't know you. I never knew you, but now I don't know you. So I'm instantly nervous. So now in my mind, oh, I'm never meeting you. I'm never linking you. No breakfast. I don't care if it's daylight savings outside and the sun is at the highest point in the sky. I don't care if it's golden hour. I'm not meeting you nowhere, no place, anytime. That was red flag. I done ran out of the flags. It's turning into the Olympics at this point, right? I think y'all gonna have to look out for part 2 because I'm running out of time. What's up, y'all? It's part 2. I'm not leaving y'all hanging. We gonna drop these things back to back like that. But whatever, let's get back into the story. So remember when I said I went to the studio the night before, he was drinking. All right, cool. So fast forward the next day, I told y'all he texted me from a weird number. All right, cool. I watched the YouTube video, highly disappointed, had to put him in his place, told him about himself because why are you bothering these people on their way to work, sir? Like, what are you doing? Like, when I tell y'all it was bad, he was telling this man he was going to throw coffee on him. Like, I'm telling y'all, trolling him in real life. He like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fight me? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. Like, it was bad. I got second-hand embarrassment over the phone from watching it. Mind you, I'm watching it in live time while I'm on the phone with him. And I'm reading him for filth. Yeah. Because you don't do stuff like that around me. I'm not one of the people that condone bullshit. So I'm just like, why would you do that to that man?
Right.
Anyway, moving forward. So he hangs up. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. It's too much going on where I'm at right now. I'm going to call you back. I bet it is. I bet it is. So time has passed by. Maybe about 10, 15 minutes. He texts me from his actual number. He's like, my phone was dead. So send me your address. I'm like, I'm not sending you my I left him sitting right there. Because you're not getting my address. So he calls me an hour later. And he's like, yo, why you ain't send me your ad yet? So I'm like, oh, no, because I'm trying to figure out if you're okay. Like, you know, just making an excuse. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay. I don't know why I picked up this man's phone call. I really don't know why. But I had to, I guess I was doing it for the plot. I don't know why I picked up. So When he called me back to get my address or whatever the case may be, he starts arguing with somebody in the background. So I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, you all right? So he hang up. He like, yo, I'm about to, oh my God, I left out a part. The night before, when he called me and he was saying he was on his way home from the studio, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He was arguing with somebody at the bus stop. He was like, yo, my nigga, stop staring at me before I come over there and really do you. So I'm like, what is going on? So this man is pretty much has anger issues, which is to be expected from a Taurus. So I'm peeping this. I'm peeping this. Keep in mind. So now he's arguing with somebody in the store. So I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. Call me back, whatever we'll do. In my mind, I'm still not meeting you. He don't know that though, whatever. So when we hung up, something was in me was just like, go back to that YouTube video. So I go back to the YouTube video and something tells me to click on his picture. I go to his YouTube page. It's like 4 of them videos of him trolling people all that morning. He gets in the public subway and is putting the phone this close to people's face. And I'm noticing a trend. He's only picking on certain people of a certain community, of a certain race. You know who to play with like that. Because if it was me, I would have called the cops. I would have been a Karen. I would have called the cops. I'm like, yo, what is... So I'm like, yeah, he's off his rocker. He's bonkers. Like, something is wrong. Like, this man has some type of mental something going on. Something. Because this just not making sense. Y'all. He calls me back. This time, another hour later. I'm on the couch just thinking over my actions. And I'm just like, how did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? You've been single for 14 months, on your own, doing your big one, minding your business, drinking your water, losing weight. Why did you let somebody like this into your life? Like, you played. So I'm beating myself up on the couch when he called me. He called me. I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, you still ain't sent me the Addy, whatever. But he like, babe, I got something to tell you. So I'm like, got something to tell me? I'm like, you ain't got nothing to tell me, but whatever. Next thing you know, I hear, hold on. He clicks back over. I'm hearing a third person. So I'm like, is this nigga trying to tell me he's married or something? Because at this point, go back to your wife. I hear a dispatcher say, are you still there? Are you still there? We're sending the vehicle for you now. Some vehicle? So he like, are you going to send me one for my wheelchair? Or why are you sending me a van? Are you sending it for my wheelchair? So I'm like, wheelchair? So he starts laughing. He's like, nah, I'm playing. I said, you've been doing a lot of playing this morning. I really don't have time for it. So I hear the lady say, all right, the vehicle will be there in a couple minutes. Come pick you up. So not only is he trolling me, he's trolling her. He's trolling the people around him. He's yelling at the man at the hot dog stand that he didn't give him his cash and he trying to play with him. And where's my change? I'm just like, what? What is happening right now? So he gets in the vehicle and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I said, did you just call a rehab facility? He like, yeah, babe, I gotta go to rehab. I got a drinking problem. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this to myself. I said, keep? I said, so when was you gonna tell me you had a drinking problem? This man gonna say, I told you. No, the fuck you did. No, you did not. So I'm like, yo. I said, so you're on your way to rehab right now? He's like, yeah, they coming to get me. You heard the dispatcher say that they coming to get me in 10 minutes. So I'm like, how could you just make an impulsive decision like this? And this is when he told me he'd been had a drinking problem. And that he told me. And I'm like, you didn't tell me that because I wouldn't have talked to you. I promise you I wouldn't have. So we having back and forth banter, back and forth. We just talking at this point. So he's like, babe, I gotta do this for us. We gonna get an apartment. Me, you, his daughter name I ain't gonna say, my son name. I gotta do this for us. I gotta get right for us. We gonna get an apartment together. We gonna live in Harlem. He had this weird obsession with Harlem. Mind you, he's not from Harlem. He's not even from New York. So now I gotta play my part. I gotta play the distraught girlfriend that never met her boyfriend. He's like, yo, you the love of my life. We gonna do this together. I'm doing this for the kids. I'm doing this for us. If I don't take care of myself, how am I gonna be good for y'all? How am I gonna be able to pay all the bills? And I'm just like, babe, why? Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped. I could have helped you. Why? Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us? So this man, he gets in the van. He's bothering the driver. They drive him all the way to Coney Island. He gets out the cab multiple times. He's like, I'm about to get me a Four Loko. I'm going to get me a Mango Rita. I said, you're still drinking? I'm confused. So now I'm mad. Because you're playing in my face. Now I'm mad. So now this is insanement for me. Now I'm mad. So I'm like, why would you be drinking? I thought you was trying to get better for us. What happened? He's like, if I'm going to rehab, why? If I'm going to rehab, I might as well get it out my system. So I'm like, your way of thinking is crazy. That's like me saying, let me binge my food before I go on a weight loss journey. That don't make sense. Like, just stop. It's a problem at this point. Just stop. So he's like, I'm like, yo, who else knows about this? I can't be the only one who has this information, this pertinent information. I cannot be the only person with this information. Who else knows about this? I said, where's your mother? Where's your sisters? Where these 15 sisters you claim you got? Where's these people at? So he dials in his mama. Mind you, never met the man, but I'm on the phone with his mama. I'm doing better than I have been in a lot of relationships that I was actually in. I met the nigga mama over the phone before we even met. So in that regard, baby, he was doing something, but whatever. So he calls his mother, and she's like, why? She calls him his nickname. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? I'm like, oh, this nigga really got a problem. I bet, cool. So I explained the situation to his mother. She starts breaking down a bunch of stuff. The daughter don't live with him. Haven't lived with him in the past 2 years. She all the way in a whole nother state. I'm just like, what? Everything is a lie? Everything is a lie. So I'm running out of time again. And when I tell you, the story is not over yet. He turns up. He turns it up 15 more notches. Okay? Yeah. I see y'all in part 3. All right, y'all, this is part 3 of Who the F Did I Almost Link, BLK online dating app horror story. I told y'all he is going to the facility. He finally gets dropped off. So every time he hangs up with me, I'm just getting the inkling to, like, look into this man. So I pay, like, $10 to do a background research on him because at this point, I'm hearing too much red flags, and I'm just curious to see what this man's background is like between the things that I've heard from his mom, which I'm about to tell you, and the energy and his actions that he's displaying over the phone. So I can only imagine what FaceTime would have been like if this man would have had an iPhone, but like I told y'all, he got Android, so stick with me. The cab driver drops him off at the facility, and now he's having second thoughts. So, baby, you're not going to have no second thoughts with me on this phone after I done heard all this foolishness that you've been doing. So, no, you're going to the place. You're going. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now I'm using the whole family ploy thing to him. Like, oh, yeah, you got to do this for us. You got to do this for your family. We love you. We want you to be good. We want you to be safe. We want you to take care of yourself. We don't want you to have any problems. So when we move into this apartment, you'll be okay. All right? So I'm using that. I'm using that to my advantage, and it's kind of like working. So he's like, all right, babe, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to stay here for a few minutes. I'm about to go inside now. Let me figure it out. So he hangs up. So I call his mom. I give his mother the update. I'm like, you know what? Let me pick this lady brain because now I need the tea. So now she's telling me how he has no custody of his daughter. He hasn't had custody of his daughter in the last 2 years. And I'm like, okay. So then she also tells me that he just recently got out of the hospital. I'm like, Strangely enough, he's always telling me he's at work. She's like, oh no, he doesn't have a job. He's been in the hospital for months. He has cysts on his brain, spots on his liver. It's a whole lot of going on. Eyes was yellow, skin yellow, jaundice kind of thing going on. I'm like, oh. So his liver is fried, is what you're telling me, from this drinking. Because when he was in that car, he told me he had a full bottle of Tito's, a full bottle of Casamigos, and some other stuff in between. And I'm like, you mean you share this with the people at the studio? He's like, no. I drunk this all by myself, which is why I need to check into rehab because I have a problem. I said, oh, you have a problem? Problem. Interesting. So let's go back to the conversation I had with his mom. So she's like, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if his time living in Far Rockaway when he had a friend that passed away, if he didn't try every drug in the book. I'm like, oh, so she was like, yeah, anything. I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't try it. And I'm like, wow, okay. Addictive personality. I see. Okay, cool. So we hang up. I give her the update. Okay, he went into rehab. Hopefully he'll be contacting you soon because I'm done. I have a son. This is too much for me. This is too much for you, apparently, because you done gave up and relinquished your rights a long time ago, baby. So I feel you on that. So he gets to the rehab. I get a phone call from the rehab. I pick up. I don't know why I'm still picking up phone calls at this point, but I pick up. And I'm hearing a bunch of screaming, commotion, yelling. Why the F would y'all send me all the way to Coney Island if y'all wasn't going to take me, if y'all ain't have no more intakes for the day? Y'all knew what time I called the cab, why the cab took this long to get here, and I get here and y'all telling me y'all can't take me to tomorrow. So I'm drunk right now. Like, this is why I'm here, because I got a problem. Y'all sending me away. So I'm trying to calm him down. He's like, you know what? Speak to my wife. Clutching my imaginary pearls, because who is your wife? Not me. Not I, sir. So I get on the phone with the intake nurse. She's like, listen, we cannot take him. It's after hours. He can come back tomorrow. We can send him to a place to detox overnight, and then he could come back tomorrow. But as of right now, we cannot take him. So I'm trying to explain this to him. He don't want to hear nothing. So I'm hearing him yelling at the security guard, like, what are you looking at? You want me to F you up and all of this? So I'm like, oh, my God, now he's about to fight security. So they trying to calm him down. And I'm like, it's a lot going on. So y'all call me when y'all figure that out. That is not my husband. Stop calling him my husband. And y'all figure that out. But I'm hanging up. So I hung up. About 20 minutes later, I get a call from the person that oversees, like, the intake nurses, the head nurse. And he's like, oh, we're calling the cops to have him apprehended because he has physically attacked our security guard and has chased him around a parked car. I said, oh yeah, this is far beyond my reach. I said, once again, I'm not his wife. I have no affiliation with that man. Stop calling me. Yeah, I'm done. So upon looking this man up, I never got the chance to, like, fully get the full report on him. I paid the whole $10, the whole shebang, because I wanted the tea, okay? And what these calls going back and forth, like, it was just too much going on that I didn't even care about the report no more. But I'm pretty sure, like, there was some type of, like, violence on there because this man is apparently violent. So they kick him out. I get a phone call a few hours later from a local supermarket in the area. I don't got nowhere to go tonight. They put me out. They called the cops. I had to leave. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. So you need to find somewhere to go tonight or whatever. I'm like, that hotel you called me from, go back to that hotel. Go back for the night because you spent your money already. Like, go figure out your way there. I get a phone call the next morning. I hear doop, doop, doop in the back. So I'm like, okay, he's at the hospital. He's safe. All right, cool. So we recalling all the details from the day before. And he's like, well, I said that. What? Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, I spoke to your mom. She gave me the tea. He's like, damn, she just put all my business on Front Street. You didn't put all your business on Front Street. So somebody had to do it. So now I'm telling him, like, I'm not even mad, but we can just be, we could just go about our separate ways. Like, this is done. This is a lot for me. A person with a kid, like, you should have more respect for the fact that I have a child and to put me in a situation like this. And now he's like, oh, you're kicking me when I'm down and everybody always leaves me and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me into staying into the situation. You're absolutely out of your mind and you must still be drunk. I said, I'm not doing this with you. I'm sorry. I really do apologize, but I'm going to be like those other women and I'm going to leave. His mom calls me a few days later. Fast forward, his mom calls me a few days later. And she's like, remember all the things I said about him trying different drugs? Like, I don't know that for sure. That's just things that I've heard. I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me as well. He must have called you, chewed you up, and spit you out. And now you want to call and do damage control. It's not happening over here, sis. You yourself told me to leave your son alone. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. So why are you calling me? Maybe about 2 days later, I get a phone call from him. Blocked. A voice message. Alexis, I miss you, girl. Pick up the phone. Call me back. All right, 1. This is by far the craziest experience I've ever had with someone that I've never met before. This was a lot. This was a lot. And if he sees this video, I pray he got the help he needed. But stay far away from me, baby. I don't want no parts. Okay? I don't want no parts. But if y'all want more stories like this, because I got a few of them, and if I'm willing to tell and I'm willing to share, we'll probably get into it. But yeah, ladies, do not fall in love with potential. Was I in love? Obviously not. I didn't know the man. I never met him. But yeah, this is my life. And yes, I deleted the app. And you should too. Okay? Bye. I messed up when I told y'all the story, y'all, and this is going to act as like a part 4 real quick. So I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to give some bonus information in this video. And I'm also going to put it inside the playlist. So, the daughter did, in fact, not live in New York City at this point, because I do remember him telling me that she did not like being in New York City. It was too fast-paced for her. She was so used to Minnesota. So she went back to move with his sister. But when I spoke to his mom, and I'm like, okay, what sister does she live with? She told me she does not live with my daughter, was one of many. She lives with her sister with an adopted family. So I'm like, wow. So everything was a lie, even down to where the little girl lived was a lie. Like, I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, whole time she lived in Minnesota. The goal was for him to stay back in New York City, stack his bread, stack his money, so that way he can get a bigger apartment in a better school district for her to go to school and feel more comfortable. And all of that was a lie, as you guys already know. When he was in the hospital and we finally had our conversation and I was able to press him about the information that was provided to me by his mom, and that he personally told me out his own mouth when he was a drunk, belligerent fool, I asked him for his address, because I just felt like everything is a lie at this point. So I'm just, now, since I'm doing it for the plot, let me get all the information I need. So he gives me this address and I look it up, and it's like it's in a industrial area in the Bronx. Like, it looked like a place where you drop like those shipping containers in Dexter. I'm like, so you gonna keep lying to me, not telling me the truth? Because I Googled this address and there's no residential area nowhere near here. Not even a block radius away. He's like, I swear to God, that's where I live. I swear to God, you want to see some mail? You want to see some mail when I come out the hospital? You want to see some mail? You want to see my ID? I said, this is not even a shelter. So if you're going to lie correctly, baby, make sure you send me an actual address, that someplace, somewhere someone can live. This looks like an office or headquarters to a shipping container company. The lies just kept coming and kept coming. And I was like, you know what? I'm no longer doing this for the plot. I don't even care anymore. You're a bozo. Get your life together and stay away from me at this point. Because it was just too much. It was too much. Like, the plot thickened too much to the point where I couldn't keep up. Okay, baby? So I had to go. I had to dip out. Oh my God, y'all. It is the next morning and I'm remembering more important and pertinent details, okay? So the reason why I was sticking around on these phone calls every time he was calling me, because he did in fact tell me the reason why he got so pissy poor drunk. The reason why he was drinking that particular day and went to the studio is because he was in his feels. And the reason why he was in his feels is because, remember when I told y'all about the job, giving him lower wages and him being closer to home? All of that was for the purpose of him being closer to home to be able to take care of his daughter when she comes back to the city. So I said, if you don't want to take lower wages and you're more than comfortable traveling 2 hours to commute to work, what you need to do is call your daughter and make sure she is really dead set on coming back to the city. Because if she doesn't want to be here, you changing jobs is not the problem if she didn't like the school. So he's like, all right, I'm going to call her and I'm going to call you back. When he called me back, he mentioned nothing about the daughter. He mentioned nothing about speaking to her. He told me, okay, she gets out of school at a certain time. I think Minnesota is a different time zone from New York City. He was like, I'm going to call her when she get out of school. I think the next time we spoke, he told me he hadn't spoken to her yet. So at a point when he did speak to her, I guess is when he decided to go to the studio and drink 2 bottles of Casamigos and Tito's, right? So when he called me when he was in the Uber that day, and I'm like, yo, Why did you do all of this? He was like, to be honest, I'm doing all this because she said she didn't want to come back home. And I feel like a bad father. So when his mother said what she said about the daughter, it triggered him. So that's the reason why, like, I felt kind of like emotionally connected a little bit, because I'm like, dang, like, he feel like he losing in life. And he kept saying that. It was like, oh, don't kick me while I'm down. Don't kick me while I'm down. And I felt bad. Like, I don't know this man. But, like, I felt bad. Like your daughter saying she don't want to come live with you. And you're her only real parent. It says a lot about you. Because you can easily change your school. You can move. You can do whatever you need to do. So, that I'm remembering things, y'all. Because when I say I pushed this all the way out of my frontal lobe, baby, it had to go. It had to go. But I'm remembering now. I should have been remembering before I told the story. I'm sorry, but you getting the info nonetheless. You getting the tea nonetheless. Okay. So let me get ready for the gym. I'll see y'all later.
That was crazy. Ladies, stop doing stuff for the plot now. Now, okay. So Jody, the island girl, did this video set up, I think, a week or two ago, and I was just like, dang, because I could have beat her if I wasn't going scary and dating scary. But it's okay, because I freak with Jody. It's okay, girl. It's okay. You beat me. But if you haven't, hopefully you haven't seen it, but maybe you have, because we all be watching the same people. Charlotte, Jody. I don't know if y'all watch Simone. She just recently started putting ads on her videos, and before she didn't have ads. YouTube is going crazy with the ads. I used to watch Life of Simone because she didn't have ads. What? The first day, like, there was so much going on. We have to break this down. So the first thing she said, okay, meeting somebody off the app. We already know guys are just, it's like, nowadays, guys are kind of lost. I just watched, was it Jody just put out a video about how guys can't take rejection. So yeah, no, I couldn't imagine how the dating world is now for straight women. I'm scared for you, boo. Stay safe out there. But the first thing that caught my attention was the fact that she said they are both Taurus. Everybody in their media, like, they're all Taurus. There's 4 Taurus in this situation. The kids Taurus, they Taurus. No. That is the biggest red flag ever. I don't know about anybody else, but you can only have 1 Taurus in your life. At any time and point, like, you can switch them up, but you can only have 1 at a freaking time, bruh. I have 1 Taurus. Y'all know my 1 Taurus. That's all I need in my life. I don't need no more. Like, okay. I used to have 2 Tauruses, but I had to drop one. My other sister, I had to drop her because it was just too much Taurus energy in my life. They are hard. They bullheaded. They are it's a lot with them. Love them to death. Love them to death. Love them. But there's some characteristics that just do not, you be like this sometimes. That's why I only have 1. I only have 1 because she's great. She's great. We're just like, she's a Virgo on steroids. So that was a red flag right there. Don't you ever have more than 1 Taurus in your life. You're wilding out right there. And the fact that y'all are both Tauruses, I would never date another Virgo. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Because my thing is, I don't want to date somebody who's just like me. I can predict you. If you're a Virgo, I know everything about you. If you're immature or mature, I've been there before. I'm that. We are each other. I don't want that. I don't want to date the same person who's exactly like me. Like, cool having stuff in common, but everything in common, like, we have no differences. No, that's not gonna work for me. We can be friends though. Like, I love that. I love me a Virgo friend. Anytime I meet a Virgo, I mean, come on, y'all know all I watch is Virgos. Charlotte Dobre, Nicole Byer, Kiki, baby, this is Kiki, Shane from Smosh. Like, I love Virgos. We can be friends. Love them as friends. But I'm not about to date a Virgo. Y'all saw my video about dating a Virgo. It's not gonna work. It was just so much going on with this guy. And the fact of the matter, she was saying that she gave him her number within the first week, I think she was saying. No, let's not do that. Let's not do it on a dating app. Like, I honestly don't give nobody my number unless I meet them in person. But in her situation, I understand that she needed, like with any dating app, you need to talk and get to know this person until weed out the crazy and the red flags. You need to gauge them and see, okay, are they worth if I have to change my phone number? Or are they worth if I had to get a restraining order? Like, we don't want no restraining order, so we need to know who these people are, girl. Bye. He was just too much. Too freaking much. And if somebody's mama say don't date this person, believe them. Believe whatever they mama say. Don't date them. Believe they mama know them better than anybody in this world. The mama brought them in the world. Believe them. The fact that he was aggressive, like, oh, I was embarrassed just hearing the story about him on YouTube yelling at the man on the bus. Like, what is going on? You went viral for all the wrong reasons. Don't do that. What you doing in public, honey? Girl, that was embarrassing. I don't even yell at people in public that much. Outside my car, I don't even yell anymore in my car. I'm at this place now where I'm just like, let's be calm and patient. Like my mom is really calm and patient, and she's logical. Everybody else in my family, we be ready to fight. So I don't even yell it, but I hit them with the calm tone, like, is that how you really feel? Tell me about it. I completely understand. Like, I hit them with a calm tone all the time, because ain't nobody got time to be yelling and I'm looking crazy in public and somebody recorded and put me all over the internet. No. And just regardless, watch how you talk to people. Like, how you talk to people can change the whole situation. Because if you're already on a 10 and I meet you at the 10 too, now the cops about to be called. And I'm like her, I would have called the cops. I'm real quick nowadays to call the cops. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling the cops because we gonna have this on record, bruh. Ain't nobody got time for that. I do stuff the way. The right way is the way. Think like that, honey, because ain't nobody got time. And the fact that he called her on the way to rehab. Honey, you didn't tell me you was an alcoholic. You had an actual problem. Like, okay, cool. I understand people go through stuff. However, don't bring me into your stuff. Like, you got baggage, honey. I need to know these things before we enter into anything. Like, that's crazy that you on a dating site. Well, you need to work on yourself. You need to date yourself. You need to improve yourself. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Like she said, I have a kid. You know I have a kid. Don't put me in your situation when I have somebody who's depending on me and you trying to enter yourself into my life with all of that and put my baby in danger. No. That's absolutely crazy, girl. He been drinking. And about the rapping thing. So let's see. Anyone can do anything they want. So I feel like there's no age limit on anything. If you want to do anything, you can do it. I don't care how old you are. If you want to run a marathon and you're like 70 something, you can do anything you want to. There's no age limit. However, when it comes to rapping, because I'm a hobby rapper. I call myself a hobby rapper. I do stuff as a hobby. I rap for a hobby. I'm good at it. But there's a certain age point where you have to be really good. You cannot be bad at rapping or doing at a big age, honey. Like, rapping is something I feel like, I don't know. Like, if you don't have it, I feel like you just won't have it. Like, with singing, you can get it with singing. Singing is something like, okay, you can vocal. But if you're not a poet, when you at a big age, you better be good at rapping. Like, I don't know. What was it? Like, the baby was like 30 something when he came out with rapping. Like, there's a lot of people who were older and come out rapping and, like, became famous. But at a certain time, if you're not good and you're trying to be a famous rapper, worldwide rapper, what are you doing? I'm gonna look at you sideways. But I'm not knocking nobody's high, because I understand. Do your thing, your hustle, whatever. Like, kudos to you. But girl, an alcoholic, honey. He was aggressive. He's a liar. Like, girl, what? Aggressive and a liar. And why you lie? He lied for, well, I was about to say he was lying for no reason, but he had many reasons to lie, because, whoa, all that baggage. Everything that was going on in his life, she would have ran if she knew the truth. She wouldn't even be there. The fact that she was entertaining it, though. Stop doing stuff for the plot now. Like, no. I ain't got time to be entertaining stuff that's silly. That was silly. What? It was too much going on. He talking about, oh, this is my wife. Don't be claiming me. Why are you even on the phone with this dude, girl? Bye. It was just so much going on with him. He was lying. Oh. and then the baby didn't want to come and stay with him. I understand why, because he got a lot going on. It's a mess, honey. Girl, I'm just glad you got out of that situation. You didn't give him any of your information except your cell phone. And that's my thing. I don't give nobody my number because I have a lot of stuff tied to my phone number. My businesses are tied to my phone number. The last time I had to get a new phone number, it freaked up everything. Google was like, this ain't you. I have no way to prove this is you. Everything is tied to my phone number. That's why I don't give out my phone number. Nope, stop it. I don't have time to change my number again. And that's my thing. My mama has had her cell phone number, the same cell phone number, since cell phones came out. It's been years since I was back in probably middle school. That's how long she's had the same number. Lucky. I've had to change my number so many times because people abuse it. So much going on. But yeah, friend, that was that. I'm glad you avoided that situation. We learned a lot of things here. Girl, what is happening? But that's all for today. Like this video, follow all the creators, and subscribe.